I got a report from Mariam, which says that many of the corporation members, especially uh, the high-ranking one, high-ranking in quotes, they are going mad. The Riza of the Congo, at one time she was mad and has gradually been recovering, and then others uh, are bordering on insanity. It's really mind-boggling, you know. So I want to know what could be the cause of this madness that is gripping them, shaking them to their roots. Duane?
Well, it's kind of interesting, isn't it? So again, you're bringing about the good news, aren't you, Charles?
I don't know whether it's good news.
It's a little sick and sarcastic, but I just couldn't help but say it. But again, it's more than obvious. I mean, how much distortion, especially subconsciously, can people take? You know, on the surface, the personal self, you know, we get up in the morning, we comb our hair, we put on our makeup, we put on our clothes, whatever. We look good to the world, okay? And we practice our mannerisms or whatever. Some do, some don't. Some don't care. Some don't brush their teeth or use deodorant or whatever. Everybody's a little different. So again, it's whatever your thing is. But again, realistically, when we look at the world, when we look at what is being presented by the corporation and other things, we look at the Wi-Fi, the technology, everything we're being bombarded with, everything is poisoned. Yeah, the place is nuts. So again, sometimes I wake up and think, again, I'm not happy here. That's not the idea. I don't chase happiness. It's about surviving and what makes sense. And in the meantime, yeah, we fool around, we joke about it, etc. But it's more than obvious. Everything shows up. All deception shows up. Everything shows up. Cause and effect shows up. So see, in their minds, in their surface minds, people in the world, etc., they can think a particular way. But that's just their thinking. That's their mental body. All right? And that's all it is. It's like the files on your computer. Hey, the computer can take in a lot of stuff till eventually it can't anymore. And you know what? It shuts down, doesn't it? It can only take so much. And the computer itself is a useful tool, but it's still a distortion, isn't it? And the mind and the personal senses. We keep trying to equate this personal self here, the body, the mind, the emotions, all this, to something of something normal. Well, there's no such thing, because it's all cause and effect, and you just deal with it. And it's just like your car. It's eventually going to wear out. You got so many miles on it. I was like, this thing's got 350,000 miles on it. And any day it could go, but it could go 700,000 miles. But there's going to be a point when it ain't going to go anymore. It's going to sit there by the side of the road, and that's it. It's dead. And so the same thing with the individuals here. They've got their vehicles, and they're taking on all this distortion, and most of it's distortion. Because especially the corporation members, they are so heavily tap-line, and they're so sucked dry by the reptilians, that it's going to show up, even though the surface world, they can put on as much makeup as they want and eyeliner on their face every morning and their body, but it's still going to show up to where, they're reptilian. It's just going to come right through, isn't it? And so again, with their mental and emotional body too, because they're tap-line emotionally, and on the real side, they're confused. They don't know what's going on. They're trying to figure it out. And again, it's all distortion. So, and the world is heavily distorted now. We're not in the cowboy and Indian days anymore. So it's really taken a look. Well, these people don't want to take a look like most religious people. They've accepted certain ideas to focus on as their reality, but they don't see what's undermining everything. You see, they don't see that part. And so, yeah, it's only obvious, and especially with us. This is why things have been held back with the projects and stuff like that because they see us on the real side too. They don't want it to happen, especially the controllers. Everybody else, I would say most of everybody else does want to see it happen, but at the same time, they want it to a certain point where they can feel confident with it, to where it's like almost everybody is talking about it. You see? Yeah. So it's like smoking. Even though it's not good, at a certain point, it became the craze to where it's like, oh, we'll all smoke, and it's all okay. You see? So anything can become agreed to, etc. Good, bad, or indifferent. And so that's where we are now. We're in a huge transition with what we're doing. So, and it is a challenge. And there's the few of us, but hey, we're making a difference here. And so again, yeah, the real light, because of what I've decided, is coming in through all different aspects. Yeah, this is a little bit exciting with the adventure. And, again, we're the privileged. We, the boys have chosen us to do something. And this is where, again, the sharing and whatever, it's like, hey, why not become more aware and more proficient at what you're doing? And so, yeah, they're just, as long as they're clinging to a sinking ship. And of course, as you're clinging to a sinking ship, like the Titanic going down, people are thinking, well, maybe the ship will float. I'll just I'll just tie myself to the railing here. But as it keeps going down and down and down, oh yeah, you're going to hear screams and, all kinds of things. And then the person's going to try and untie themselves. Well, just like in the corporation with all their tap lining, well, they can't. Because they keep looking to Harry. They keep looking. It's like, well, where's the captain of the boat? Is he gonna come and save me? Well, he's probably on some lifeboat somewhere out there, already gone, And so that's Harry too. He's already gone. He's already in the phantom zone. Nobody's saving anybody. So again, this is where we market this to the world. I do care. I care a lot. That's why I create these confrontations to where, I'll take the hate. Simply because at least I got their attention, and at least I gave them the opportunity. So they look at us and they may hate me and say, oh, Duane's this or that. That's fine. I'm not concerned about that. But at least I got their attention for the moment. They did have the opportunity, because this is what life's all about. It's about becoming more aware. But again, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that they're experiencing their own cause and effects because they've agreed to certain things. And if they have the courage to step up and see what we're doing, then they will see what they've been through as a benefit to get here, because it's all part of the wake up. Joni and Harold and everybody else, it's all part of the bigger wake up, which is the new wave is. Yeah, lucky us, we get to do it, Charles. Go ahead.
Yeah, Duane, thank you. And I think I don't have much more to say, except some other person wants to say something. I would have loved to hear something about the Orion meetings.
You're going to hear more from that. Claudia and I are going to do about 2 telecasts a week, and we're going to be putting them one at a time, and they will be on Facebook. Kelsey's doing it. It's on Facebook. This is very interesting simply because you're seeing behind the scenes of what is really taking place, not just the world bankers and the Vatican and the governments, but really Inky and the Queen of Orion, etc. And there are new positions that we're going to expose constantly so people become more aware. And it will take a while because the galactic people, again, they're very, attached to their ideas of things, which is fine. We're just doing what we're doing. But eventually it will come through and it'll be more of a historic thing. It just takes a little time to become history, you might say. And people like to look to history, and they like to look to many different avenues. But again, I like the adventure. I like the risk. And so, yeah, thank you so much, Charles. It's been about 2 hours. So, yes, have your questions ready for next time because it's always Saturday. So everyone, thank you, Charles. Again, it's already next Saturday, so be ready, young man. Thank you for sharing and bringing what you do. It's very important because it activates things here. So yes, this is where the questions and the ideas are very important to share. And as we do it, we have a better understanding, and also with what's going on in the world, because many people are struggling to understand. And as more and more distortion shows up all the time, for the most part, they really don't have somewhere realistically to refer to. So that's where the sharing really helps, because they will be guided to a better understanding. So everything that everyone is doing is very, very important. Because eventually everything in the physical sense does turn to distortion. So in the meantime, people do have an opportunity to see what we're doing, and we are here for them. So yes, thank you, everybody. See you next time.